I typically focus on the standard format, but when I heard that Wild's best deck, or one of the best decks, was a budget deck, I felt like I needed to highlight it because I am kind of the budget deck guy. So today we are looking at Wild Libram Paladin. I played Libram Paladin a few days ago, and this build is very different and it is much cheaper. As you can see, there are no legendaries in the budget build of Libram Paladin, and there are some very key differences between the Wild and standard Libram Paladin builds. For one, Wild has access to a much more powerful Libram discounter in the form of Aldor Attendant, and it also has much more powerful draw spells with Crystology as well as Knight of Anointment. And we also have access to some very powerful big minions as our payoffs for playing all these Librams and Holy Spells and Paladin cards in the form of Flickering Lightbot, which costs one less for each Holy Spell that we've cast this game. And if you didn't know, the Librams are holy, so this gets down to 0 mana very quickly. And we also have Lightray, which is discounted for every Paladin card we've played. And this deck plays many, many Paladin cards, so this is also usually 0 mana by turn 4 or 5. And this deck is incredibly powerful. It's a bit fragile to the control archetypes, as you'll see later. But if you are trying to climb quickly in Wild on a budget, you can't do much better than Libram Paladin. And that is pretty much the deck. If you are interested in other budget builds like this one, or interested in Hearthstone content in general, please consider subscribing. And while you're down there, you might as well throw in a like. Those likes, they don't seem like they do much, but they definitely help out these videos. And if you do take Libram Paladin for a spin, let me know how it does for you. Just as a heads up, the card that I would most likely want to replace is Myrmidon right here. I can definitely see why this is in the deck. Most of our buff spells are 0 mana, and 0 mana draw card is very powerful, but it is not powerful enough sometimes in the Wild format. Anyway, hope you enjoy the games. Alright, first opponent looking like a priest. Probably Shadow, aggressive priest. Just depends on if they're the big version or not. Mostly just looking for our draw 2 for 1 mana. Lightray, I think, could be later on. An early Blessing of Wisdom is actually pretty solid. Could keep the Knight. Yeah. I think I'll keep these two. There it is. Crystology. Someone's saying that this used to be like 2 mana. Now it's 1 mana. It's just absolutely insane. So turn 1 Crystology into Aldor Knight. Pretty good. So we'll do Aldor Knight next turn, and then followed by Starslicer. Coining out maybe... Okay. I thought they were coining out a hero power for a second. This makes a whole lot more sense. I don't hate double Aldor. Yeah. They likely won't bump into this, so it'll give my weapon something nice to swing into. Or they will bump into it, and I can get at least one of my buffing Librams off the Knights.
Relax your mind.
No patches. Okay. If you're a Grim fan, you hate to see patches stuck in hand. Okay. So we do find a Libram of Wisdom. So I will... I do think I want a Starslicer. And Starslicer will go into their 2/3. Libram of Wisdom. Will go on one of my minions, of course. And I think I actually want to bump into there. And preemptively bump into there. If I can stay ahead on board, I am very happy. Makes sense. That guy will never trade. Makes no sense too. There is the patches we knew about. Starslicer number 2. Let's see what our knights can do for us. Can find a Libram of Clarity. And Libram of Clarity will find a very cheap Lightray. Another knight. We'll find that. So I think it is looking like a pretty easy Interstellar Researcher. Another Clarity. Flickering Lightbot. Okay. So I think I just want to, again, maybe save my board. Yeah, I'll do this. So this will go into there. Get our Librams juiced up. And then we will develop a board that is nearly impossible for them to deal with. And just bash into their face. Very surprised not to see a 0-mana 8/8 there. Felt like I played about 1 billion cards, but that's a-okay. I think we win this one. Just a nice, honest turn 4 from the Libram deck. Yeah, 3-mana draw a card is maybe not good enough. Yeah. Looking like a GG to me. Especially with the Crusader Aura, you know, buff up these fellas, and yeah, it's pretty much over. Tons of overkill. Had, I think, 8 over on turn 5. Pretty good. And we're just carving our way through bronze. A fellow Libram enjoyer, I assume.
Let us see if you live up to your reputation.
Love to see Aldor. Probably just going to throw those 2 back. Divine Brew is pretty good to get the holy spells rolling, but would rather find Crystology, another Aldor, a Libram, maybe. But if we could find second Aldor or Crystology, this hand is absolutely cooking. Alright. Cold Feet's not terrible in this matchup. So this might be the Holy Wrath deck, actually. So we will go with an Aldor and end the turn. Next turn's looking like a Researcher, Coin, Wisdom. Scratch that. It's actually a Researcher, Coin, Aldor kind of turn. And we will just punch him in the head with the one that can attack. Pretty disgusting turn. Next turn we're probably going to Cold Feet Libram of Clarity. There's the Cowboy. Libram of Clarity. And actually, let's just get all the spells out. All the minions out. Then a Knight. Lightbot. And a 5/5. And let's just keep on hitting our opponent in the head. A reasonable turn 3 board, if I've ever seen one. Yeah, I don't see any issues with what's going on there. I'm sure Zorn feels the same. Hero power. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. So we'll just go with a Divine Brew. Take care of their 4-3. And let's just Cold Feet, Glowstick, and continue the trend of just hitting the opponent and end the turn. So next turn we have a 6, 11, 15, just short of lethal. If we didn't have 1 point of attack right here, of course. So turn 4, we have them down to 16, and they are a Renathal deck, so we've dealt 24 damage. Not bad. Not bad at all. And there's no reason to play this next turn because I think I have all the Librams out of my deck. Holy Wrath. 2 damage. Okay. If that dealt 100 damage, I would have uninstalled the game. But we will keep Hearthstone installed for today. The Rare Warrior. Gonna guess it's a more controlling warrior. Not sure if there is an aggro warrior in Wild right now. I'm gonna follow the same game plan as the last game and just try to find Crystology weapon. Seem to do pretty good with that. Crystology and no weapon. Well, you know what they say. We'll find it. We'll find it. I believe. I'm very surprised Crusader Aura is not played more in Standard. This card is just like always overperformed for me. Knight and Double Knight. Mostly hoping to find some Libram discounts. Hopefully maybe we can find a weapon. Excavate. Renathal Warrior, of course. Perfect. Might save the coin for that. Yep. Feeling like my hand is looking pretty good. It's shaping up. All you can eat. We'll draw 3 cards. It's probably not Reno with them running the Excavate package. Get our Starslicer out. Deal 4. And seems like a good enough turn for me. So we're gonna break the Starslicer next turn, get our Libram of Clarity down to 1 mana. Hopefully draw another discounter, that'd be great. Yep. Oh, okay, or that one. Let's take care of this minion. Get out another Starslicer. And then start drawing our cards. Another one of those. Draw just a few more cards. Libram of Wisdom. And let's get out a Lightray and just a Flickering Lightbot for now. I imagine they have a way to deal with this board, so not going to deploy the other Lightray just yet. So we have churned through over half our deck, and it's turn 4. Rogues eat your heart out. Paladin can do that too in Wild. So they're probably looking for Brawl, Aura, or a Bankbuster. Okay. So that will deal with my Lightray very cleanly. And this has only one Libram on it, so I do have another Libram of Wisdom to go. Kind of want to draw a few cards here. Holy Glowsticks. And I may opt to protect my other guy. And since they couldn't deal with my board last turn, just going to commit a little bit more to the board. And you know what? Since I'm already doing it, let's just really commit to the board. Having a wider board will allow for a better Crusader Aura. Okay. Top deck Brawl. Not bad, not bad. Okay. Could have been worse. Let's get out our other Libram. Let's juice him up a little bit. Hero power. And let's deploy our 8/8. And I think I want to protect the 8/8. There's an argument to Divine Shield this fella, because a rush minion could potentially deal with it. Yep, or this will deal with it. Probably a destroy. Yep, Shadowward Ruin. Makes sense. Okay, I have a random 2-drop coming down.
Access denied.
The Gatekeeper. Let's go with a... Buff this up. Buff that one up. Let's go for an Aura. And let's put a Divine Shield on there. Save it a little bit of damage. And swing 4 upstairs. Okay, so Zephyrus can clean up our 4/3. They likely have more removal, if I know warriors at all. Yep, cleaned him up. Okay, so can I get Wind Fury? Cannot get Wind Fury. A little bit of Wisdom.
You read them.
Swing 10.
You read them.
7. And I think just hero power.
Reporting for duty.
And we are looking at a Reno next turn. So I may just spend the 1. So if they have Reno, it's probably GG. If they just clear our board, we do have an out of drawing the other Holy Glowstick. The fact that they're not just snapping off a Reno makes me feel decent. And the fact that they're swinging into my minions. Cool. And Bladestorm will clean up their Bran. They do have that Reno. Alright. Looks like we have a tough game ahead of us. So let's see what this can adapt. Of course, this one finds Wind Fury. I think all we can do is just try to have this minion be enough. I don't like our chances, but crazier things have happened. A ham. Okay. Yeah. With that, we're probably looking at a... Yeah. Control Warrior might be a bit difficult for the Libram Paladin. A hunter. The rare hunter sighting in Wild. So we did find our weapon, but we did not find Crystology. So we will not find Crystology. Big bummer. A Renathal hunter. You gotta admire the hero skin to name synergy. And just like that, we ripped the Crystology. And end the turn. Gonna be coining out the Starslicer next turn. An honest to goodness hero power out of the opponent. Okay, and end the turn. So next turn we're going to pop off quite a bit. We're going to have 3 total discounts on our Librams, and that's all we need. Another hero power. Okay, okay. Facing against hero power hunter. Swing. Play a knight. Then another knight. An Aldor. And then we are going to buff up one of our 1/1s. We unfortunately did not find the Libram that drew 2 minions, but we'll take this as well. Not a bad turn 3. This smells like a Reno deck. Okay. If that is freezing, we definitely want to swing with our 1/1, our 1/3 first. And don't want this to get freezing. It's not the end of the world if it does. Sure. I'll bite. Or ice trapped. Alright, fine. You got that out of me. And we will Wisdom. Let's see what this can draw. Adaptation. Sure. And this will find us health. And then a Lightray. So now their weapon does need to swing into our 5/5. Get a little bit more damage on them. Good old Aralon. Probably just looking at a Crusader Aura. See what I can adapt here. Divine Shield is perfect. Crusader.
For the Knights of the Silver Hand.
And let's just Divine Shield up our whole board. Okay. If they have Reno, kind of a bummer, but they need exactly Reno to be feeling good. We've only made it through half of our deck by turn 5. Pretty pathetic performance. Okay. Found the Acid Maw. And they're going to throw their 4/5 into the 7/6. Yep. Yep. Okay. Pretty solid answer. So we can drink. If this is freezing, this is terrible. Let's see. Okay. That is also pretty terrible.
I cannot read them.
Draw 2. Draw 2 more. And I think I do need to deal with this fella, so I'm going to hit that thing with my head. It also allows us to develop a pretty massive board. And we'll end the turn there. So this is going to come back, so if they can figure out a way to deal some AoE, that is not ideal for us. A better showing that turn. Now we only have 8 cards left, so I'm feeling a little better about myself.
My blood boils for war.
Yep, Slither Spear.
We're gonna be rich.
Into Reno. Okay. So let's start by bashing into there. We'll bash into there. Go here. Buff up this fella. Love to see Starslicer, but I think I'll spend the turn by locking him down a little bit. Could go here. I think these two are definitely going upstairs. So what can they do if I clear their Reno?
That is all for now.
Okay. My opponent making it much easier on me. I appreciate it, Vengeance.